This is Skyfall 5 extraterrestrial objects recovered by the government, including one too massive to move. Okay, let's check it out.
Virginia UFO incident. On January 20, 1996, reports of a UFO sighting quickly spread through the Brazilian town of Varginha, followed by multiple reports of a UFO.
Master Sam!
Two local farm boys described a
not that I don't know where the freak you live in Brazil, but I'm telling you, careful. You got UFOs over there.
star-shaped craft that emitted smoke as it descended in the early morning hours. Other witnesses also reported observing Brazilian military and police forces quickly sealing off a supposed crash site.
Hey, don't worry, Sam's getting his lawyer to brief. He got you.
The real mystery, however, ignited when three young women reported seeing a bizarre creature near their home. In their descriptions of the being, the women said it was humanoid, approximately 4 feet tall, with brown, oily skin. They noted an abnormally large head and, quote, spots like veins on the skin and some bumps on the head. They also described its eyes as
creepiest looking bug-eyed alien I've ever freaking
One of the women,
seen. Good heavens.
Silva, said, quote, I looked into its eyes.
I don't want to be rude.
I was frightened.
But I think I've spotted it hiding amongst us. I'm joking. No, that's so mean. I'm so messed up. I am sorry. I'm also super fugly in real life.
Without protective gear, and tragically died.
It's a bad picture. They just got it at a bad angle. Shut up, guys.
The Brazilian government linked the alien sightings to a mentally unstable man with unusual physical characteristics.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I can see it. All right. That's just those three ladies just being rude.
They wandered the town, and a couple with dwarfism visiting the town's hospital. Fueling the fire were eyewitness testimonies from doctors and nurses who claimed that a creature, unlike any known earthly life form, was examined at Humanitas Hospital in Varginha before being whisked away to a nearby military facility. A 2022 documentary revealed claims from a veteran Brazilian Air Force traffic controller that a United States Air Force group made an unscheduled landing in the nearby city of Campinas on the day of the incident, dispatching 2 helicopters to retrieve unidentified materials from the site in Varginha. The documentary also uncovered footage of an interview with an eyewitness named Carlos de Souza, who provided a detailed account of the crash landing. De Souza arrived quickly at the site of the wreckage, strewn with aluminum-like debris and reeking of a powerful ammonia scent. Minutes later, according to de Souza, military trucks arrived and
what's ammonia found naturally in
being shot. There are claims that a film of 2 creatures captured after the crash may still exist, but it has not yet been released. To this day, Lilian Silva maintains, quote, what we saw was not human.
Okay, so even they,
Too big to move.
So even they're not neglecting, what's the freaking word? So even they're denying that it could have been like a human.
Reports have emerged about the discovery of a UFO so large that it cannot be moved, sparking a frantic hunt to pinpoint its location. Due to the highly secretive nature of UFO research and related government agencies, journalism often relies on whistleblowers to divulge inside information, and that's precisely what transpired in June 2023. David Grush.
Okay, chaos coming through with the footage, my dude. How long have you been holding on to this one?
A U.S. Air Force officer and
former
intelligence insider
from Dark5,
okay, is a top-secret UFO recovery
definitely summon the Dark5 for future videos. Let's like and sub live on stream. Please be sure to do so as well in the back.
And deceased alien pilots. In the preceding year, Grush took the audacious step of filing a whistleblower complaint with the U.S. Intelligence Community Inspector General. His goal was...
Dude, if y'all haven't read it yet, y'all can pause it. Like here, to see it. I have read it, because I freaking love it. But yeah, it's crazy.
Grush took the audacious step of filing a whistleblower complaint with the U.S. Intelligence Community Inspector General. His goal was to share...
Wait, this one, right? It's not the full document or nothing, right?
Grush took the audacious step of filing a whistleblower
but it's basically just like...
the U.S. Intelligence...
This is basically just like the formal gets document letting us know about it, you know?
General. His goal was to share classified information with the Senate Intelligence...
This is the video is where the whole thing happens.
Committee to unveil what he perceived as clandestine activities. These disclosures ignited renewed interest from within the United States Senate, where a new intelligence bill was recently proposed. This bill would allegedly mandate holders of non-Earth origin or exotic material from unidentified aerial phenomena to disclose it to the Defense Department within 6 months. Discussing the implications of this bill, renowned UFO journalist Ross Coulthart recalled a conversation with another whistleblower about a downed craft so enormous that it couldn't be moved. Allegedly, this gigantic
Okay, Chaos was telling me a little bit about
UFO
this stuff.
is hidden in a country outside the US, concealed within a purpose-built structure. These claims sent UFO hunters scrambling to find the location. Attention quickly turned to a circular structure measuring 270 feet in diameter atop a South Korean mountain. Online detectives, TikTokers, and UFO hunters began scrutinizing satellite imagery, noting an unusually large contingent of armed military guards around what is officially a radio station.
Really?
Additional support for the massive South Korean satellite imagery, noting an unusually large contingent of armed military
I need
guards.
to rewind. So what is the accusation here that that could potentially be
Additional support for the massive South Korean UFO theory
How's it
came
going,
from
Stoke?
ufologist Dr. Stephen Greer. He described something similar and stated that the UFO in question had been downed using a substantial energy weapon.
A
In
substantial
response,
energy
NASA
weapon.
and the U.S. Defense Department
I mean, don't get me wrong. We already have like energy weapon, laser weapon, like technology. You know what I mean? But
issued a statement asserting that they have found no evidence of extraterrestrial life and were not involved in reverse engineering
But do you
alien
think we would
technologies.
have the technology to freaking actually take down a UFO?
Reddit
I don't know. I feel
whistleblowers.
like I don't know why. Maybe because video games. I feel like UFOs would have shields or something.
On July 6, 2023,
I know video
a
game
lengthy
logic
Reddit
doesn't work
post
here, but
appeared, penned by an individual who claimed
But
to
if you
have served as a
could-
molecular biologist for a national security contractor in a program to study exobiospheric organisms, or EBOs, a term used here to denote extraterrestrial
EBOs.
life forms.
I'm learning new things.
The anonymous post used seemingly accurate technical terminology to describe how the author had been tasked with examining the molecular biology of these aliens from the late 2000s to the mid-2010s. Motivated by a desire for information transparency, the whistleblowing author acknowledged that, quote, when governments eventually disclose these secrets, they will undoubtedly provoke societal upheaval. The post detailed a
Oh,
laboratory
hold on, let me
at Fort
read the
Detrick,
last little bit
Maryland
there.
that, quote, when governments eventually disclose these secrets, they will undoubtedly provoke societal upheaval.
Hey, thank you so much for this. But in my opinion, the longer we wait, the worse it will be. I choose to divulge what I know anonymously out of selfishness, for the well-being of myself and my family. Yo, what the heck does he know? What does that mean? That's the part that got me. Is him saying that he's saying it out of the safety, his well-being of himself and his family. What does that mean? What do you mean the well-being of your family and yourself? I'm aware that this diminishes the reach and credibility of my message, but what?
The post detailed a laboratory at Fort Detrick, Maryland, complete with a covert basement facility where the EBOs were analyzed. Altogether, 4 EBO bodies resided at the facility, all reportedly retrieved from traumatic crash events. Visually, the EBOs were said to resemble
Now, the real question I want to know now, how many of those were natural crashes? Either just, I don't freaking know, just the dude freaking, you know, like a car crash accident, like, oops, hit a mountain, or like how many of those were like, we blasted it down, which I feel like would be so much worse if we blasted down some freaking UFOs. Like, why are we blasting down UFOs without knowing if they're like, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, it could be like as far as like, you know, they might just be here to start terror, like just start freaking blasting, you know, vaporizing us, you know, and taking our water and whatnot. But you know, like maybe let's not like blast them all down instantly. Like, there's a possibility we could hang out, you know, something.
traditional gray aliens often depicted in media, large-eyed, somewhat humanoid in anatomy, and standing approximately.
Bro, it's gonna be a trip if the Greys were the thing the whole time. It's like, but then again, it's like, yeah, I mean, that in like 50 years they're gonna be like, well, yeah, no duh. Freaking yeah, the Greys were everywhere in media. How did you not? You freaking made them like comedy movies, X-Files, Paul. Freaking come on.
Approximately 5 feet tall.
It was obvious. It was they right in front of you the whole time, right under your noses.
The author further described unique anatomical
Like,
features,
frickin'
such as a
frickin'
protective
should've
skin
just
film,
bet on
large
Greys.
eyes suited for low light conditions, equipped with 6 types of color-sensing cells, and a sophisticated brain, seemingly designed for technological interaction.
6 types of color sensing cells. That's interesting that they use cells and not cones, or do they use cones like us? How many cones do we have? Don't we just have like 3 major cones that handle like the RGB effectively of the real world?
Utilizing
3 a.m. Abe, yeah. Good night, Abe. You have yourself a good one.
advanced DNA
Goodbye,
sequencing
goodbye.
technologies,
We got
a
one
molecular
more video
biologist
after this,
found
you're good.
that the Ebo genome
Good night,
was a
good night.
hybrid blend of Earth origin genes and unidentified ones, suggesting that Ebos were artificial entities, possibly engineered for a specific yet unknown purpose. The biologist also divulged prior research on the
like engineers. You think they could have like engineered the frickin' aliens to like send on missions? Like little homunculi? Like they made their own little like life forms and said, hey, go and like study the humans for us and then come back and report what you find. You know, because like what if their species can't like live very long, as at least not as much as like a genetically modified. That's such a trip.
Ebos that was accessible for review in the facility. According to these files, the Ebos embraced a fascinating belief system, perceiving the soul as a universal energy field that evolves in complexity alongside sentient life. As sentient beings gain experiences throughout their existence, they in turn augment the field in a positive feedback loop. This continual interaction further propels the complexity of this universe.
I like this. See, because I've always wondered about like, because you know, there's the idea of a soul, and then there's also like a lot of theories about energy. This sort of like, you know, that sort of sensation, the tingling in the back of your hair, the hairs on your neck whenever somebody stares at you. This like natural instinct to sort of deter, you know, that somebody's watching you. Like, little stuff like that. Not only that, but we've also gotten into study that there might be very Roanoke Gaming goes into much more detail. Please check him out. The dude's a freaking amazing like scientist. But like we've gotten into like this research that basically might show evidence that by using very subtle body language, as well as this overall potential energy, like that we just don't know how to either quantify yet, but like it could allow us to effectively not read someone's mind, but understand their intention, sort of like mind reading. For example, when somebody walks up to you, you have a very clear sensation about when somebody's walking up to you in a very menacing and intimidating way, or when someone is very, you know, walking towards you in a very sort of soft, very kind-hearted way. You know, you know when somebody's aggressively coming at you, and when somebody's just walking towards you. You get me? It's a really weird, really awesome research that I could talk about for days, but we'll move on. But I have always liked the idea that, like, dude, that would be awesome if, like, along with the discovery of aliens, we start to find out about, like, different, like, materials or, like, I guess planes of the world that we haven't been able to use, you know?
Universal field. Eventually,
Freaking sick.
when this field attains a certain critical mass, a transformation or apotheosis will occur. The exact implications of this apotheosis remain ambiguous. However, this pursuit seems to be the central driving force for the Ebos. This belief compels them to seed life, shape it, nurture it, monitor it, and influence it for the ultimate purpose of creating this apotheosis. As for the validity of this post, Reddit users highlighted the technical language and the author's relevant background knowledge. Other users boasting qualifications in molecular biology.
I mean, it's definitely interesting. I can see where he's coming from, but I feel like it's a little too grandiose. I would far more easily believe something as simple as we've gotten smart enough to where we can go to any planet. Resources, not an issue anymore. You need gold, we can go mine some from a different planet full of gold. You need titanium? Go mine it from the titanium planet. You need this, like, once the galaxy becomes available to you, resources are not going to be scarce. It doesn't matter. Like, it's going to become very, very, like, the ratio of uninhabitable, resource-filled planets to able to hold life planets is enormous. We're not going to be struggling for a while once we're able to attain interstellar travel. Or, well, space travel in general. But my point here being, I mean, as an alien, wouldn't you just get bored at a certain point? Like, yeah, I mean, might as well start trying to help nurture new life somewhere else. We're freaking bored over here. There's no other life forms around. You know?
Confirmed that the
I'm gonna
technical aspects
cough,
of the
'cause I'm still
post were indeed
Hold on.
coherent.
Oh, good heavens.
Despite skeptics labeling the
Wow.
post as mere
Been holding
fiction,
that one in for a while.
one Reddit user argued, quote, "If this is a LARP, it's one carried out by someone likely holding a doctorate in some field of biology." The more Redditors questioned the author, the more answers were provided. With each elaboration, the content's plausibility seemed to grow. While the author's true identity
Bioengineered
remains
worker
unknown,
bees.
it is
Yeah, my
noteworthy
dude.
and perhaps suspicious that the author
I
subsequently
mean, we see
deleted
worker
their
bees in
account.
nature already. Can you imagine if there was a higher life formed version
Ocean
of it, or a
objects.
higher sentience life, version of it?
Given that water covers
be
71%
efficient.
of Earth's surface, it stands to reason that a significant portion of objects that have fallen to our planet over the years have ended up in the ocean's depths. In recent years, technological advancements have expedited deep-sea searches for otherworldly objects. Avi Loeb, an astronomer and researcher from Harvard, has been at the forefront of these investigations. After an expedition seeking the remnants of an interstellar object that fell near Papua New Guinea in 2014, Loeb reports finding evidence of extraterrestrial visitation. As part of a $1.5 million research project, his team explored the seabed at a depth of 2 kilometers using a magnetic sled pulled by a surface ship. Their goal was to locate remnants of the half-ton meteor. The magnetic sled revealed steel shards, wires, and approximately 50 metallic spherules, tiny metal droplets typically formed when asteroids explode.
Ooh. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Shows the spherules consist of a steel titanium alloy, unlike the softer iron usually found in meteors. This finding suggests that some level of advanced engineering might have contributed to their creation. Avi Loeb's hypothesis that a distant civilization might have produced these spherules seems increasingly plausible. He proposes that they could even be fragments of an alien ship that has been hurtling through space for an indeterminate period.
Just crashed one day to
While
spin a
Loeb's
chunk,
findings require further
sent flying
verification,
off in the
they are
distance.
striking due to their
Those
scientific
drunk alien
credibility.
drivers.
This credibility supports theories of UFO visitation and technologically advanced extraterrestrial species. Dubbed the alien hunter of Harvard, Loeb remains a controversial figure due to his beliefs about alien visitation, which challenge the views commonly held by the scientific community. Loeb reflected on his investigative methods, saying, quote, "It's easier to uncover extraterrestrial facts on the Pacific Ocean floor than to obtain them from the government." Mussolini's UFO.
Yeah? But then again, how many whistleblowers do we have that
David
may
Grush,
all be
the
legitimate
former
now?
intelligence officer whose whistleblowing
Because of
sparked the
this?
recent UFO frenzy, issued further statements in June 2023. He claimed that the
In which
Italian
case, it
government
technically
and
was the
Vatican
worst-kept
recovered a
secret, just
non-human
when nobody
spacecraft
believed it.
in 1933, a fact allegedly concealed by the Five Eyes multinational intelligence agency.
Dude, there's no way the Vatican
In
doesn't
addition,
know about
an
aliens,
Italian
right?
researcher, Roberto Pilotto, came forward, asserting he had obtained evidence of the 1933 crash and that Mussolini's government had established a covert department for its study. The documents that Pilotto gathered include telegrams demanding media silence about the UFO
No copia.
and threats of immediate arrest and maximum penalties for those who might violate this order. These threats appear to have been issued directly by Mussolini. Descriptions of the spacecraft,
Frickin'
which
A.
supposedly boasts a classic flying saucer design, are also included.
What?
According to Grush,
If it's not the
1933
Nazis
marked
with
the first
like summoning
recovery in
demons
Europe
and
of
zombies and
magenta
stuff,
alien.
it's Mussolini over here with the freaking
Reportedly,
aliens.
Pope Pius XII informed the American government, which then pursued its
The
acquisition
Pope!
in the
The Pope!
mid-1940s.
Let the government know what I tell you, the Vatican's
Spacecraft,
totally in on
found
it!
partially intact, was stored in a secure Italian airbase until the close of World War II, when the U.S. Recovery Agency formulated a plan for its retrieval. The U.S. mission to recover the craft was successful. Grush alleges that the government now possesses the craft, and that some U.S.
Dude,
citizens have
what
even been killed to
happened?
safeguard the agency.
Nah, there is no way Mussolini let go of that freaking ship just like that. How did this retrieval go? Wait, did he actually specifically say that? Did I just like not to pay that much attention? I don't think he did he?
Secrets.
Like,
As
did
with
they
his
fight
allegations
over
of a
that? Did they
concealed
just like
giant
go in there and
spacecraft
steal it?
top
Like,
secret U.S. government UFO recovery programs, David Grush has yet to present solid evidence. A congressional hearing scheduled in the near future, however, seeks to thoroughly investigate his claims.
As they should. Freaking awesome, dude.
Which of these UFO incidents seems
I'm
most
so
likely?
excited for the aliens.
Let me know in the comments. As always, thank you for watching Dark5 and growing the complexity of our universal energy field. Like and subscribe to continue exploring the greatest mysteries of this world.
Hurry up, aliens! I want to start flying a spaceship. I want one. Michael Jackson got his UFO license. Why can't I have one? This is bogus. Freaking aliens. I've been with you since the beginning, still dropping the best videos, the amount of data in them for what they are. I'm versed in all of these, and you always manage to squeeze the most amount of info into the allotted time frame. That was a very well educated and written message. How long do you think it took him to write that one? Once my husband and I were driving up a road when we saw something shaped like nothing we've ever seen. Strange lights just flying maybe a mile apart ahead of us. We never talk about it, but people think we sound crazy. I love that this is the second place. Like, how long did it take to write this one? How long did it take to write this one, you know? Like them both. Yeah. Ayoo, be sure to join the crew. Please like, follow, and subscribe. And hey, if you like that video, you should check out this stuff.